Hey friends, welcome to the Publish, Promote, Profit podcast. I'm Rob Kosberg, and every week I show you how to use a best-selling book to grow your income and your impact. And if you're interested in having your own best-selling book, I recorded a short video explaining our trademarked process at beginmybook.com. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Rob Kosberg here with a kind of special edition of our Publish, Promote, Profit podcast. As many of you know, I'm writing a new book, Book Funnel Secrets. And I am interviewing some real book funnel experts and those that are having great success with their book funnels. And so I have a great guest today that I'm going to be speaking to. Stacy Tuschl started her own business at the age of 18 in her parents' backyard and turned that company into a multi-million-dollar business that still runs today. I love that. Stacy's a best-selling author of The Implementation Code and founder of Foot Traffic Formula, helping small businesses around the world get more customers in the door. The Foot Traffic podcast now has over 1.5 million downloads, is frequently on the top 30 of all marketing podcasts on iTunes. She interviews guests like Susie Orman, Dave Hollis, Dean Graziosi. Stacy was named the 2019 Wisconsin Small Business Person of the Year by the United States Business Administration. It is such a pleasure, Stacy, an honor to have you on, and thanks for being on the podcast and being willing to be in the book.
So excited to chat. I just love sharing like what worked, what didn't, anything we can do to help other people. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hopefully talk all about that as it relates to the book. So let's dive in. Give me lay the groundwork if you could. Tell me a little bit about your business. And when I say about your business, who you help, but also just the workings of it, what your value ladder looks like and that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. So I started this online portion of my business about 7 years ago. The backyard business is actually a dance and music school that I've owned now for about 20 years. Okay. But I was just teaching people like, how did I grow that business and how does it still run without me today and all the things. And what's funny is when I got into the expert space, I thought I have to have a book. So before I ever came out, I wrote an entire book, did the whole thing. And what's really sad is it's actually a really well-written book. But there was no book funnel. It was the wrong book.
Right.
We've done nothing. All of that time, money, energy, nothing. Like it kills me. And I thought I needed it for the expertise and the credibility. I will say it definitely helps, but it helps a whole lot more when it goes with the product you want to sell. So my value ladder is definitely starting really with the book funnel. Okay. And then from there, we go into this specific one, implementation code. We go into a challenge, a paid challenge. We go into a productivity course. And then continuing up my value ladder, we have group coaching programs and a mastermind.
Love it. Love it. Fantastic. Yeah. So right from the book to a paid challenge. So I'm going to want to talk about your book funnel, which my assumption is that all those pieces are in there. And your assistant gave me the link to the book funnel. And one thing I always do is I go through, I buy some things, I record everything. So I'm going to be doing that and having, along with this interview with you, I'll have those things kind of together so people can literally see it as we're talking about it.
And I would be more than happy to not make you buy it and just give you the link for every single step of the funnel. So please let me do that.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I love that.
Absolutely. I'll make sure to do that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stacy. So talk to me about you mentioned a couple of things that I think it's at least worthwhile. You're using your book and it's on your website and it's part of your funnel, but it's also the wrong book. So talk to me about why it was the wrong book to write. Because I think that'll be really instructive to a lot of people that are listening and that are wondering, what does it even mean that I wrote the wrong book?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's funny is sometimes something solves a problem, but it doesn't fix the one problem you actually want to solve more. So I was talking to somebody in PR and I said, listen, every time somebody gets me on a show, I'm talking about something that really doesn't light me up or it's not going to lead anywhere. And they said, you need something bigger, top of funnel that's more broad. And I said, well, I love implementing. I'm an action taker. I could totally do like the implementation code book. And we fell in love with that idea. But none of my high ticket products lead there or really have to do with that.
Right.
So great, it gets me on PR, but if it doesn't sell the product, that's what I'm really trying to do. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, So I will say the implementation code has opened a lot of doors for lots of different types of podcasts and lots of different types of PR. And it does help sell the funnel and the product in there that's $297. But my high ticket offers is not in that. They're not in that funnel.
Right.
So the new book is going to be all about well-oiled operations, which is what my program is titled, and it will head down my actual funnel. So I'm very excited because I know what a good book funnel can do.
Yeah.
Wait till I find out what it does for the right program. So that's kind of where I started. And, it's like, why do you want visibility? To sell your product. So you just have to make sure like that part of it makes sense. But I was very strategic with book number 2, the implementation code. And it was lots of calls to actions in the book. I did a free mini course that went along with it.
Nice.
So I kept like teasing in every single chapter. I go, and I'll definitely mail you a copy too. But I basically am saying, okay, you'll want to do this. Oh, hey, and if you want this, go grab it for free. I've got the template right there. So every single chapter I said, what am I teasing and what am I going to gift in the free one?
Love it.
And then in the free course, now I've got your email, you're maybe in a Kajabi access, right? Our portal, which I can also show you other products inside the portal to get you to want to go buy different funnels. So that's where I think the sweet spot for this book really happened. It was great to get people finding me and going down that path. After you get the free course, and that's why you go to grab that. I think you can cheat here without buying the book. I think you can go to implementationcode.co/free course.
Okay.
So now they're thinking, oh, I already own the book. I'm going to go grab the free course. And they put their name and email, and that's what kicks off the free course. And then it immediately will prompt you and say, hey, did you want to get our 21-day implementation challenge? So now I'm teaching you on a weekly basis how to implement the book.
Right.
So that's been really good.
Nice.
And then the last step is, hey, and I think it's 197 or 297, and it's a 6-week, really in-depth course on calendar management, my email inbox. So think implementation, organizing, getting rid of papers and like just your messy office, right?
Awesome.
So the funnel goes really well there, but it stops there.
Nice.
So, not everybody that goes through that is going to want to buy my other stuff. But definitely a portion of them are the right people. I would think
a number of them are, right?
Yeah.
That is kind of the well-oiled machine. That's a part of the well-oiled machine, right?
Yeah. But think like this, you could be 100% a solopreneur,
right?
Get every one of those pieces. If I start talking systems, hiring, you might be like, whoa, no. Like that's not for me. Right. Yeah. So it's just not 100% in alignment. And if you're going to do it, get it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I 100% agree. I mean, let's go back to the biggest mistake that I see clients make. And I mean, we stop them from making it, but that I see authors make is they go too broad. And it is by far the biggest mistake. One of my good friends, Carrie Wilkerson, wrote a book called The Barefoot Executive that has done exceptionally well and has gotten her on stages all over the world. The problem is it was not the right book. And, it has kind of pigeonholed her in a way that what that book brings to her, she doesn't really work with or want, which is kind of the newbie entrepreneur. Now, she's done amazing with her speaking business, and that's kind of the primary thing. But we've had this exact conversation, her and I, and it is the same conversation that we have with all authors. I mean, let's get narrow, let's get in the niche because, we don't need to sell 100,000 copies. I mean, you can sell 10,000 copies and make millions of dollars with your book by bringing people into your world and serving them and making a difference in their life. So I love what you're doing. I can't wait to see the success from it.
And here's the thing, I say like all the bad steps that I've done, but sometimes you just have to make those mistakes for you to fully grasp how to do it right next time. And this next one will be the best one because I've done all of the things I shouldn't have done.
Right.
So please don't be too hard on yourself if you've copied and kind of done some of the things I've done and you're like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that.
As long as you just don't stop, right? I mean, you figure it out and you move on to the next one. So
and you don't let it paralyze you from moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the challenge, the implementation challenge. So 21 days. My assumption is that it is some type of recorded challenge. What is the cost of it? Talk to me about what that all looks like and how you deliver that challenge.
Yeah. So I think it's 21 days, $27 is what I think we did.
Okay.
I think we were going to do 21 days for $21. And then we're like, but they know like those numbers are better. So I think we switched it to 27.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I did too was I had this implementation tracker that I make them print immediately. And the goal was get this thing printed, get in their home, someplace visible.
Yeah.
So it would remind them to get back into the course or the book or something.
Nice.
So I was constantly trying to like remind them of what they signed up for. And even with the front part of the funnel of the book, it's the free plus shipping. So you can get the book.
Yeah.
Then you can upsell to the audio. And then I think we even had one more, unless it was the challenge. I'll have to look and see when I give you the links. But we definitely had other things that they could add on right away or different formats of would you rather listen? Would you rather this? Right? All the things. And I did record it all myself audio.
Wow. That's not easy to do.
No, but as a podcaster, I didn't record the first book.
Yeah.
I let somebody else do it. I paid somebody else to do it. And people would be like, oh, I'm so disappointed it's not you.
I know.
I'm like, I think if you're not a podcaster, you can get away with it. But if you're a podcaster, they're used to listening to you all the time.
They want to hear you. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bite the bullet and do it.
You have to. Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about traffic and how you're introducing people to the book. Obviously, I found it on your website and it's pretty prominent there. Are you running paid traffic at all to it, or have you done that in the past, or what other ways like your podcast, et cetera?
Yeah. So we absolutely were running paid traffic to it when it was the right funnel. When we realized this is not doing anything for us, right? And before iOS kind of came in and did stuff, it was profiting. It was absolutely worth it. It was like, we're just like keeping on, even if it's the wrong funnel.
Yeah.
Once it started to do that, I would have gone in there and said, how do I start to make these tweaks better?
Right.
But for us, it just wasn't the best use of our time. So we said, just leave it, keep it on the website. It is something like organically that is still selling all the time.
Yeah.
So to me, it's such a great piece to have. Plus, it's also this, how do I say, it's like an asset you can use for so many things. Like people saying, hey, can I pay for you to come speak and I'll buy a book deal with you, right? So now they're buying, I just spoke on stage and they bought 800 copies, right?
Nice.
So there's so many other ways you can use it. And then we did a nice PDF version of the book. So we'll give the ebook away for free in certain, not like funnels, but just more. I might say on Instagram, hey, do you want to copy my book? DM me right now, free book. And I'm going to send you a link. And now I'm starting to sell by chat because I just got them inside of my, right? So there's a lot of ways to use the book. And not to mention getting on podcasts and other PR because you've got this framework that you want to teach. So we've used it a bunch of different ways. As soon as the new funnel is out with the new book, we will heavily go back to ads. Yeah. What we found worked, I think, the best for us was because it was so broad, it was really more of a warm market book.
Right.
I think with the new book being more specific and strategic and operations and all of that, I think it's going to actually do decent with cold because that's not a topic that's talked about all the time. You see marketing everywhere, but you don't see a lot of systems and team building and all of that stuff.
Very true. Yeah. Very true. Yeah, very good. So, I mean, I'm interested in several things that you said. One, the sell by chat, I think is very cool. Yeah. What a cool way to use, your content in a free way, right? That doesn't cost me anything to deliver, doesn't cost them anything, and it introduces them. So I want to hear.
And can I share too? You might thinking, but I want them to buy the book. I can't tell you how many people start reading the PDF and go, can I have the link to buy the book? Because people would rather hold it or buy it on Audible or things like that. So I don't think it hurt me at all.
No, it did. I promise you it did not. Plus it got them in your world. And, when they read the book, they become a fan. They just have to. And they're like, wow, I was DMing with Stacy and we were talking. And I mean, it is a mental framework game changer as far as how they view you. So so talk to me about the sell by chat. What does that look like? And I would assume that there's an automation component, meaning that you're not selling by chat with every single person. So, some people will hear this, but let's do it. Let's let them look behind the curtain and see the wizard.
Yeah. So it's not automated. It's me with other people on my team doing it. So so for sure, I am definitely in my DMs on a daily basis. I answer as many of them as I can. But sometimes you'll message us and we'll say, oh, hey, it's Bella from Stacy's team. time.
Gotcha.
Here's the,
yeah.
So we're very open and transparent. I believe people look at DMs as just another way to have customer service, and they're expecting fast responses.
Right.
Just like I don't expect you, Rob, to be answering info@Rob, right? I'm not surprised when somebody else answers. I don't think people are surprised anymore when somebody else is responding in the DMs, right?
It. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So we're really treating it as like another email inbox. So we get a flood of people messaging, DMing, all of the things. And just like somebody's managing customer service, somebody is also managing our DMs. What's really nice is when I want to jump in or need to jump in, they just flag it. So inside of your DMs, there's this orange flag if you have a business account.
Yeah.
So they'll literally say, hey, like if you messaged me and said like, oh, thanks for a good interview, they would not respond to you. They would flag it and mark it unread. And I would see it and I would go in there and I'd be like, oh, hey, thanks, Rob. Loved it. Cool. So there's a lot of ways you can do this, just like you manage your email. There's systems you can put in place here, but we just start conversations. So whether it's me, whether it's somebody on my team, and you ask for the book or you ask for that template I said on Instagram stories. Now I'm like, what did you like about the template? Or tell me more about your business. And we are selling by chat every single day.
Wow. That's awesome. Talk to me about that. What are you selling? Give me the flow.
Well, because it's not automated, we get to be custom. So when we're talking to somebody and we're like, well, tell me more about you. Where are your struggles? What are you looking for? We get to say, they need the book. Or, wow, did you know we have this program? Like, I'd love to gift you like a free guest pass to come into one of these programs to check it out. I think you'd be perfect for it. Right. Or even just saying, do you want to talk to one of our scale specialists? Let's get you on a free consult and they'll tell you more. Right. So there's so many things we can do. So I know it sounds crazy that we would be doing this, but when you see what we're bringing in on the other side, I'm going, how do I get more of us in there if we can't keep up?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Okay. So let's recap that. So, a simple Instagram message or story or something. It says, hey, I was thinking about giving away a free copy of my book. Who would be interested? Just comment below and I'll get you a free copy of it. Or it could be a worksheet or PDF or something, anything, but the book obviously highly valued.
If you go funnel hack my reels, half of my reels, I talk for about a minute and then I say, hey, and if you want my fill in the blank, comment below this word. And when you comment below, my team will DM you with a link to the free gift.
Nice.
So that's where we're really
begins.
Yes.
Hey, what'd you think of the free gift? And a percentage are never going to respond, but the ones that do, a conversation begins. And, what'd you think? What were your challenges? What do you need? And then they can be directed into a product that could be helpful to them.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If somebody's not interested or they're not responding, we get it. Like we're not going to keep, we have enough people DMing every day that we just go where somebody actually wants our help and they're interested. Like talk to those people.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I mean, and your book can be, you can do this. You can teach out of, a chapter every single day or every other day. And then you just say, hey, what I taught was just from chapter 2 of my book. If anybody's interested in the PDF, I'd be happy to give it away. Now you start a conversation and see how you can help that individual. So endless number of ways.
What's been really cool is to see what are the winners of the templates we've created and what aren't. Right. So you know how I said chapter 1, I would tease something and then say, go here. And then chapter 2. Well, with that funnel, I couldn't really tell what was the winners. I just knew something got you to go. Well, now when I separate them on my Instagram, I can actually see what you liked from the book.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. No one's interested in the number 1 thing, but chapter 2, they love chapter 2 and let's give them more of that.
Or you can go, wow, they like chapter 1, but the more qualified people are coming from chapter 2. Yeah. So now I need to peak or change my content to really leaning into chapter 2 because that's what's getting the qualified people to say, I'm interested.
Love it. Love it. Very, very good. So talk to me maybe kind of lastly, or anything else that you want to talk about because you know your stuff and are a clear expert, the new book. And talk to me about what the whole vision is for the new book. I know that it's specific because those are really your people, but you must have already thought about what the funnel looks like or have an idea. Talk me through what you envision that being and looking like.
Yeah. So this time I started the opposite. I have the product.
Right.
It's like everybody's in the program. It's going well. Amazing testimonials. I already know what's exciting, what's not, what's boring, what's like sexy, all the things. Right. And I really I was like, oh, write it simultaneously. And I started to kind of write notes and things like that. But I really said, no, I want to start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
And then I want to make sure, because this is another thing I can't stand with books and programs, is when you buy a book and then you love it and then you buy the program and you're like, this is the $15 book that I just spent $5,000 to go. Like literally I've spent like $5,000 on programs and go, this is their book, but just taught on video, right? Which is so irritating. So I decided when I was creating our higher ticket program, I said, no, this is reserved for the program. No one is going to get this stuff. Like this is the really, really good stuff.
Right.
So I started to go, what's the overview? What's the why? What's the what? All the things, really keeping that how in the program and just really making sure the book, they're grasping these pieces, but like the really high level stuff must be in the paid program. So I think, but still so valuable, making somebody go, holy cow, like this is insane. Yeah. So reverse engineering it, I probably will go very similarly with the old one. I'm not going to do the 21-day challenge for the sake of, I don't want somebody having to wait 21 days. I want somebody buying this book and being like, what's next? Right. So I think I will probably have some free sort of masterclass or video training that goes with it. And it might go from there to a book a call, or maybe even to a DM or something like that, to get people to want to get into my Instagram DMs to get another free thing. And then we know how to sell on the back end.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Do you do any live events or any of those kinds of things? Are those still, is that a maybe idea within the book, or what are your thoughts there?
Yeah. So we definitely have, when somebody joins our high ticket program, there is an event that goes with it. Okay. So at our event, we're also going to be capturing live testimonials of people that have gone through it and all of that stuff as well. So that'll really help the funnel too. But yes, that's how I started in the business world. Is my first thing was a conference. Like that was so life-changing to me. So for me, yes, I am a conference girl. I want to put on live events and in-person events. So we've been doing it about 3 times a year. We do retreats for our mastermind. And then once a year, this is the first year we're bringing it back since COVID, is our big annual event.
Nice. Fantastic. Stacy, thank you. I mean, did I miss anything? Is there anything else that maybe we should cover? And of course, I'll get those statistics. Thank you for that. And the links.
Yes, and I'll send you all the links.
From your assistant. And of course, when it does come time, maybe we jump back on after a couple of months of your book funnel running and we talk about kind of, the results of that. But if I missed anything, please let me know. Otherwise, let's give them some links that they can learn more about you, create their own well-oiled machine going through your trainings.
Yeah. So I would say the 2 best places is the Foot Traffic Podcast. So if you like podcasts, come on over. Second place, DM me on Instagram. And especially if you want to see what this looks like behind the scenes, go for it. And if you DM me, just DM me book and I will send you a free copy of that PDF so you can see the book as well. But then you can also experience, if you want to, what that looks like behind the scenes. Awesome. Stacy, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Loved your energy and appreciate just your authenticity and sharing everything. So sincerely, thank you. Thank you. Hey, thanks for listening in on the Publish, Promote, Profit podcast. If you enjoyed it, please take a minute and like and subscribe to the podcast, because every week I bring you either great guests or great teaching to help you to grow your income and your impact with a best-selling book. And if you're interested in having your own best-selling book, check out my short video which explains our trademark process at beginmybook.com.